What is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update kind of on the markets right now. I just did a collaboration, or I was in Flop and Groper, also known as Nick Cypher's Spotlight. Really great conversation. It's going to be on his YouTube channel. I'm going to share it as soon as it's up, probably in a few hours if I'm still awake. 9 p.m. In the Eastern Standard Time right now. So basically, the thing that I'm looking at kind of on the charts, I'm not going to show you the actual charts, but when I look at the charts right here, as I've been talking about in the Discord, the reason I've been in some longs lately, if you're interested in those trades, check out the Discord link down below. They've been doing pretty well. Didn't hit first take profit on my ETH trade so far. But the reason I took it, a couple of reasons. One, historically, I think the halving day, I was comparing it to kind of 2016. I think the actual halving day, you did come up, and then after you came up a bit. If this does turn out to be a bearish, situation, I still think a bearish overall sell the news type thing, similar to 2016, July of 2016, I still think that you could come up a little bit more for Ethereum and Bitcoin. ETH is actually jumping up against Bitcoin a little bit, as a lot of altcoins are right now. Altcoins do look a bit better than they kind of have in recent days. There's a few things that could potentially be bottoming out, such as ApeCoin. There's some esoteric ones. I mean, Big Time has looked good. We were talking about them on Paul Barron the other day when I was on there. There are some ones that could be kind of unicorns and could be bottoming out in the case that the market does come down farther. I don't exactly know what's going to happen, but when I look at the charts, when I look at Bitcoin, high anchor wave on the 2-week, and you're not even getting a red Heikin-Ashi candle yet on the 2-week, I would expect us to come down potentially a little bit more. I would be looking at that kind of 50K region within the next couple months if it does play out to be kind of a sell the news type thing, like it was in 2016, as well as the S&P 500. When we look at TradFi as well, it does look like you could potentially come down a bit more, especially in spite of this news of the Fed waiting longer to pivot. It's hard to say, what's going to happen with the Fed, coming into the election, whether they will wait till, I think it's favored for, I'm going to say October right now when the Fed may pivot, which is right where election is. It's a little weird, but what I do think could potentially happen if oil does reject, like USO does reject, obviously that's a large indication of inflation. If US oil rejects here, which I don't know if it will, but it definitely can. It's hitting a big point that it's rejected from before, the point it rejected from in October. And what happened in October, I believe crypto went up, inflation kind of generally went down. That was like a good time for the general view of the markets, because inflation was kind of going down. S&P, from that time made new all-time highs, was doing really well. If we repeat oil kind of rejecting, now it could be a little bit different here. Say oil rejects, inflation comes down, but at the same time S&P 500 comes down, indicative of what we're seeing on the charts. Then you have, more of a need, and if unemployment comes up a little bit, then you have more of a need of the Fed to pivot earlier, and maybe, just maybe, we could see, probably not going to be June, but maybe, just maybe, we could see a pivot in July potentially if the S&P 500 comes down. I do almost think, they say the Fed doesn't care about Bitcoin, but I kind of do think, Jerome seeing, maybe Bitcoin's down from 73K all the way to 48K or 50K. I don't think it's going to make him, it's not going to necessarily, it's something that could maybe influence it a little bit. It's a risk on a riskier asset that is down. It may influence that a little bit at this point. It's a $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion market cap right now. So that's what we got to realize. So yeah, and when you look at the daily, the 2-day, hope this isn't too, for me to be I just wanted to do a quick kind of video from the phone. The 2-day trigger wave kind of forming. I kind of think that green dot confirming maybe kind of the sell signal, maybe we come up to that 69K again. That's the area I'm really looking at. You break out of, kind of the pattern we're in, the, rounding bottom, potentially reverse head and shoulders kind of forming. You hit that 69K, then you reject and come down to a lower area, 57. I think that absolutely could be possible here. it's, you know, probably we'll have some more answers come Monday. It's kind of a market that's a little bit, you know, a little bit kind of tough to say here, but I would think it would be more like a 2016 type thing where you would see kind of a more bearish month. You know, ETH versus Bitcoin, I don't know. Maybe it'll break down farther. It is showing a little bit of strength right now, but you know, it kind of is looking like it may break down a little bit more in the coming months. So that's the main things I wanted to kind of update you guys, you know, right now on these markets. The main things I'm kind of looking at short term, I still think you got a good shot of, you know, coming up a bit more, you know, especially on some of these money flow crossovers, like they're, yeah, like 16-hour, 20-hour coming back into the green on Bitcoin, gap to RSI is starting to curve up. So I do think it's got a little bit of gas in the tank right now. That's all I got at the moment, guys. If you enjoyed this update, leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And by the way, guys, if you want 1 free month in the Discord where I post, you know, these trade entries, stop losses, take profits, if you sign up to any of the exchanges down below, deposit at least $100 and open using my link and open a support ticket in the Discord with your UID and what exchange you signed up with, I'll give you 1 free month there. So check it out if you guys are interested. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.